own communist Supreme Court.
The two that are running currently. Dems.
One of them is a progressive. That's what she says about herself. And we know that progressive is just the newfangled friendly word for communism. And then you got the democratic socialist, which we know everybody. Glenn Beck has a whole episode devoted to the history of democratic socialism. It's literally communism repackaged under that name because the word communist became so toxic. Glenn Beck will tell you that's what a democratic socialist is. It's a communist. And progressive is kind of like a different sect of communism that also had to repackage. So you got these two different groups.
Shades of gray, if you will.
They've all come together independently. They've come to this conclusion independently that we need to repackage, we need to regroup because communism has become a dirty word and we need to repackage it. One group of people came up with progressivism and the other group came up with social democrats. Democratic socialism.
And if you hear the word liberal,
a liberal. Now, see,
they stole. Go back to Europe. They stole this word.
They did apparently, and in Europe they still use the word liberal as what we call classical liberalism, and what that is libertarian. In America, what libertarian has become is really far right conservatism. So far to the right, it's like right on the border of anarchy, where they're like, hey, everybody should be allowed to do whatever they want without any hindrances whatsoever from government. And that's what we call libertarian here in America. In Europe, they're confused when we talk about liberals and liberalism, because in Europe, a liberal is more like a libertarian.
Correct.
So it's really backwards. And the reason it's backwards is because all the communists who were getting hammered for the C word had to come up with some other word, and they stole the word liberal because they felt that the right was oppressive, which is a lie, but whatever.
Well, that's what we talk about here is projection. They're projecting onto they're taking their beliefs of repressing the people, and they're projecting that onto the Republican Party.
Right.
Just flat out. Because when they tell you that they're going to help you, they're going to help you with a living wage, and they're going to help you with this, there's going to be a safety net and all this. I mean, that sounds good and all, but that leads into you being 100% dependent upon the government. That becomes your daddy.
You don't need to be dependent on the government, which, by the way, when you send $1 to the government in the form of taxes for them to use for these programs that you call safety nets,
welfare, yeah,
90 cents of it goes into their pockets, and the other 10% goes to your safety net. You don't need the government for your safety net. There are very small groups of people that probably would benefit from some sort of a safety net. People that are completely disabled, and even that's becoming less and less, or a smaller and smaller group, because, I mean, there was a guy on Glenn Beck last week who didn't have any arms or legs. He got them all blown off in Afghanistan or something. And he's got, and I didn't know this until he explained it on the air, he has Bluetooth legs and he can walk around like any other person.
What?
Yeah, they questioned him about the Bluetooth legs. They said, "Well, they play they play music."
Are they invisible blue legs?
No. They're legs, but
controlled Bluetooth ones.
Yeah, so he can control him with different muscle groups that he has left, and literally walk around like a robot.
So retrain himself to learn to. So I'm going to use this muscle will make this leg do this, and that muscle.
Yeah, and eventually he can literally walk around with mechanical legs, and he can. He also can get into a vehicle, no arms, no legs, and just drive that thing around.
Well, but he's got fake arms and legs.
Yeah, well, actually, once he gets into the car, he can hook up those muscle groups.
Oh, USB. He plugs in.
Yeah.
Wow.
Something to that effect, and so he can drive around that way. And then, so he can do all kinds of stuff. Now, this stuff was not, we didn't have this capability 30 years ago.
No.
The Vietnam era, people coming back.
30? Say 10.
Well, yeah, 10 years. Yeah. Right. I'm just saying, the last time we had an issue with a lot of disabled people in this age group would be like the Vietnam veterans.
Okay, yeah.
So they come back and they don't have this capability, whatever. So they would be the population of people requiring a government safety net would have been a lot higher, a lot bigger. Now we have a much smaller, because even people that come back from wars that would presumably be totally disabled, turns out, because of modern technology, can be a lot more able than you realize. He was joking about how now he just uses his handicap parking as VIP parking.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because he's very, I mean, he could drive or walk around on wheels and get around faster than people with that are hindered by biological legs.
Wow, we need to get rid of those. I want to upgrade.
I know. Let's have them amputated, put some wheels on. We're ready to go. That's humanity 2.0.
Oh, there's got to be a sci-fi book written about that.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, so anyway. So we don't need these safety nets.
Right. Progressivism. And since we're kind of touching on that.
I.e. communism.
Right. Hillary, which my daughters call her Killary. I think it's kind of cute.
Wow.
I think it's cute.
Killary. No, my daughter just says, we don't want her as president. And I was like, you're right.
And I'm going to tell you, folks, this is the God's honest truth. When my children under the age of the one turned 8, the oldest is 8, when they say, I hate that Obama, or I hate Hillary, I said, whoa.
We don't have to use the H word.
Okay. And it's not that you're hating on them, but okay, tell me, I don't know them personally, I just know what they've done. So you got to say that you dislike what they've done.
You can even hate what they've done.
I hate the fact that that our troops, that our men, Ambassador Christopher Stevens was raped and murdered by Muslims in Benghazi. I hate that, and I hate the fact that Hillary allowed it to go down.
Right. If I were to be able to hang out and have a dinner with Obama, I would probably say, you seem like a cool guy, but I really wish you didn't go down this road with the Obamacare and just pushing all of the leftist agenda, and we could agree to disagree on all that, but gosh, I really wish you didn't do that. How do you have the same kind of dinner with a Hillary Clinton? Gosh, I really wish you weren't such a lying murderer. I mean, you can't. I mean, how can that remain a civilized dinner?
And this guy Crucifer, which is a funny name.
Is that a real name?
Yeah, it's Crucifer. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but it looks like Crucifer.
That sounds like it's not Lucifer.
Right.
It's worse.
Well, apparently he's a hacker, and apparently he's got something to do with Hillary's email.
Okay.
And he's in Europe, and he's been extradited to America.
He's here now.
He's coming. Yeah, the plane may have landed. I don't know
Yikes.
where the Eagle is at. I don't know.
Oh boy.
So today on NBC's Meet the Depressed with F. Chuck, he had New York Mayor Bill, I'm a communist, de Blasio on, and said Democratic.
Ugh. That's
Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton knows how to get things done.
If she's really Democratic, then how does she have such a huge delegate lead?
It's slowly being chipped away.
But she's got all these super delegates that have nothing to do with democracy.
400.
Why are they calling it the Democratic Party? There's nothing democratic about it.
You don't know our rules.
They should call it the Crony Party.
No, we voted on the rules, and these are the rules of our game.
Oh, the democracy happens when they vote on the rules.
Of the game, right?
Oh.
And I'm going to get into that a little bit later on, because we got some rules that are just messed up.
We got to talk about Colorado.
In both these parties, right, in both these parties. So he says she knows how to get things done, like raising taxes.
That's getting something done.
That's what he said. So
taking more money from people is getting stuff done.
Right. I desperately was trying to get this soundbite, and it's been scrubbed even on NBC's Meet the Depressed website. I can get all the sound bites from their website, but I cannot find this bite, which was on Breitbart, but will not play.
What?
And he said, de Blasio said, Hillary is a person who get things done, kinds of things we need in this country.
Like stealing money from the citizens.
Look, we have to tax the wealthy. We have to
That's demagoguery right there.
We have to raise wages and benefits. We need things like universal pre-K nationwide.
Well, that's just
Hillary's
communism.
the person who actually knows how to get things done, and that's what the voters are looking for. They're looking for change in this country.
Because we didn't get all the way to communism under our first communist president in my lifetime.
How old are you in kindergarten?
5,
Pre-K?
4, 3.
Yeah.
Soon it'll be, we need to get all of the children from ages 6 months to 3 years into these government buildings. We'll call it pre-K.
Pre, yeah. I'm going to blow your guys' minds with an experiment that I had a gut feeling would work based on information from the past and just general knowledge. But I caught hellfire from a lot of my family members.
Really?
For homeschooling my children.
Not
me personally. My wife homeschools our children.
Interesting, because I'm not surprised, because we have a family member that is an inner city public school teacher.
Used to be Democrat, and now she's just really
she's coming around.
Yes.
She's
almost like the ex-Obama girl in that sense. She's really just she's like,
you know what? I give her a lot of credit, because I think what happened is she
said she opened the Google one day and was blown away by the news.
I'm going to take a little bit of credit, because I think that she hears us and she hears how we're so 180 degrees opposite of everything she believes. And instead of being like some people are, which I think is really sad, which is, these people are just stupid. I think she was legitimately like, why? What makes them tick? Right. How do they come to these conclusions? And why are they so opposite of me? And then maybe she reflected on how was it that she came to her conclusions. And is there a problem with the way you came to your conclusions versus is there a problem with the way I came to my conclusions? And I believe that she discovered that she had been propagandized. You know, we come to our conclusions based on a lot of life experiences,
failures. I can't even begin.
And we look to the successes of others too. Right.
I can't even begin to tell you the amount of failures that I have in my past, as well as those dark days where there was no light. I wasn't even in a tunnel.
And I remember when Brian was down those tunnels, and you know what I could say about it? You were living the kind of life that was a little bit more progressive.
Oh, absolutely.
And that was the problem. Yeah. So I believe that our teacher family member was probably realizing that she has formed her conclusions based on people telling her what she accepted as being reality, being true, being the right things. And then she looked back on the people that said that to her and was probably like, those people were full of crap.
And now she's starting to see the pushback and the control of the public schools controlling her and her program, if you will, to teach the kids. And it's a rude awakening.
Yeah, once you realize you're being propagandized, all of a sudden you see everybody being propagandized.
Right.
And you're like, And when it happens to your own children, you're like, no, that is not right. And I tell my daughter all the time, I'm like, well, I know they're saying that, but the